That's what I like to see in the morning. That right there. Just wanted to try to put another video out. I haven't had access to YouTube in a long time because I lost my passwords and all this other stuff. So I'm getting back on YouTube, but I wrote down some of the comments and I'm gonna try to respond to everybody. First one is Matt22 Blaster. It's almost been 1 year. Any advice for would-be buyers? Yeah, so if you're, it depends on if you're buying new or used. If you're buying used, it's always best, I'm talking from my perspective. So if I'm buying used, I want to pay cash because I don't want to finance a used vehicle. To me, that just adds headache to, like stress to the fact, to the concern of, is this vehicle going to last me, long enough, and is it going to be as good as a new vehicle? No, cash. If you're buying used, buy cheap cash, So that's me personally. It's almost been 1 year. As far as an update, it's been just routine maintenance and, like a monthly car wash kind of deal. Maybe every now and then I'll go, maybe once a month, something like this. My daughter really enjoys going through the car wash, so we do that together like once a month. And just routine maintenance. I haven't got the windows tinted yet, obviously, but upgrades, I got some small stuff. Like I've got these WeatherTech floor mats. They're great. I'll try to find a receipt so I can show you how much that was. And then also I bought a CARTHARTT sun visor, or sun shield. A CARTHARTT sun shield. This thing is incredible. I love it. So I'm gonna put the link to that in the description also, because that thing is so nice. When I get off work, get in the truck, and there's like no heat, and I live in Texas, so it's really nice. I keep the windows cracked and I'll put that up, no problem. It's not hot in here. Truck runs great. I always start it in the morning. I let it idle for about 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes. I just wait until the thermostat comes up to about halfway. So yeah, just general TLC, keeping it clean, and checking the fluids. I always check the fluids, make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. If it's not, I want to know why. Like oil doesn't just evaporate, so we got to find out where is oil going. Which I'm not having any issues with oil, but if I were, you got to think logically. Like oil does not evaporate, so where is it going? Team Metal. So Team Metal said running out of gas is not good for your vehicle. You know what? I know that it's not good for your vehicle. I know that. I was really curious to find out, once that once the gas light comes on, how far do you have once that comes on? Because my wife and I had a little bit of a disagreement on how far you'll get after the light indicator comes on, or the gas light comes on. So I had to figure that out. So that's what that was. And I didn't run completely out. It just started to die. So Andrew Weaver said, congrats on the new business. How was it so easy to take the leap? Honestly, I haven't taken a leap. I just saved up a little bit of money for startup costs, to buy the equipment, like ladders and shirts and some tools, magnets for my truck. I'll do a vinyl wrap at some point, but not yet. Just for now, I'm starting out. I gave myself like a $5,000 budget, and I'm pretty much close to it with everything I had to do insurance and all this stuff is all paid up for the whole year. So I mean, that's a big chunk of money. I mean, there's, you know, you can do monthly payments on everything, but I don't like to finance stuff. I save up, I work really hard, and then I save up the money, and then I just pay for the whole thing, so I don't have to think about it. You know, there's no weight. I'm not dragging weight around. So yeah, no big leap. If you want, you know, more guidance and information on how to do a startup and how to budget for it and all this stuff, I'll give you my advice. It's probably not the best advice, but I follow people who are debt-free, and, you know, like people like Dave Ramsey and stuff like that, and I do what they tell me to do, basically. I read all their books. I've read probably 8 or 9 different Dave Ramsey books that he suggests that I should read, or that we should all read, and they're excellent books. So I mean, you know, you really retain a lot of stuff when you're reading things like this constantly. Sly bought a 2000 2.7 TRD with 260,000 miles for $5,000. Should he be concerned about the truck breaking down? I honestly, Sly, I don't know, bud, because I don't know that truck. You know, it depends on who it came from. How many owners did it have before that, and who were the owners, you know? If you owned the truck the entire time, you would be able to answer that question, but unfortunately you didn't. Fortunately, it was only $5,000. You know, should you be worried about it breaking down? You know, from a mechanical side, you know, probably not. You might be all right. Depends on what kind of oil. Are you taking care of it? You know, have you brought it up to date on all of its repairs, on all of its routine maintenance and everything? From a financial side, you know, honestly, I don't know. That's all a part of, you know, should you be worried about it? I don't know. Have you got $5,000 to put into another vehicle? So that's, you know, that's a question it's hard for me to answer without a little bit more details. You know, I would, if this was my situation, I would start putting money to the side so that I could buy another vehicle, because 260,000 miles on a truck that I don't know is, you know, it's gonna kind of drive me that's gonna make me nervous. I'm gonna want to know more. So I'm gonna want that money in the bank just in case something happens. And over time, you'll learn the truck. You'll know, you know, how much longer lifetime you'll have on that truck. Like, I've been driving this truck now for almost a year, and I know that I should be able to put another 150,000 miles on this thing, as long as I keep up with the routine maintenance. Like, everything just is so good with this truck. I found a great truck for a reasonable price. Gabriel G. Cedillo. I think it's a Cedillo. Sorry, buddy. I hope I didn't mess that up. Thank you for subscribing. It says that you're a new subscriber. Tips on upkeep. I mean, just routine maintenance, man. Like, again, you know, and the occasional wash. I'm always checking the fluids, like I said, you know, a little bit ago. So that's, all this stuff is, you know, I'm checking the oils. You know, if you want more detailed information, I'm checking the oils when it cools down. I'm checking the radiator. I'm checking for, you know, the oil color, the viscosity, the transmission fluid. I'm checking as much as I can on this truck, like windshield wipers, everything, anything that can go on the truck, tires, anything. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's something that needs replacing at some time, I'm checking it. So that gives me an idea on how much money I need to be putting to the side. So budgeting for a truck, for this vehicle in particular, I've got an envelope that I put, you know, $5 in every week, and so when it comes time for tires on this truck, I'll be able to upgrade if I wanted to. No need to. These are already, you know, big tires. But you know, tires wear out, and people always look at it like it's an unexpected expense. No, it's gonna happen. So just start saving up for it, and you'll have extra money left over when that repair comes, that, you know, you can go out and buy stuff like this and it doesn't hurt you at all. Also, he said, but I didn't fix the dome light. Yeah, you can actually see the dome light here. So no, I didn't fix the dome light. I haven't done it because it's back there in my daughter's car seat area, and I honestly just have not thought, I haven't even thought about it until you sent me that comment. So thanks, man. I was when I read that, I was like, oh my god, I still haven't fixed that thing. It's been a year. It's just, you know, I'll push it up in there and it just falls right back out, and the light switch stuff is like super loose, so I gotta like fix it. There's more stuff I hadn't even looked at, man. And also, you've got a company, it's Ambitious Design LLC. Do I need a logo? Well, actually, you know what? I actually got a logo for free from the lady who was designing my shirts. I ended up just taking the logo, you know, I ended up just taking her setup on my shirt and just turning it into my logo. I was like, oh, you know what? This is perfect. But with that being said, yes, I do want a logo. So I'm gonna somehow get in touch with you and we'll try to work something out. That would be really cool. Mr. Chad 6x3. People still offer me $8,000 for my 04 TRD with 200,000 miles. Dude, that's a good deal, man. Good for you. No one's offering me any money for my truck, but I do occasionally, probably once a month. That's probably a fair assessment. You know, someone will ask me about my truck. They'll ask something about it. And just recently, I went to get some donuts, and this guy said, "How you like that Toyota Tacoma?" I was like, "Man, I love it. It's the best purchase I ever made." And he said, "What year is that thing?" I said, "02. He goes, "What? I thought it was a 2012." So I mean, you know, it's pretty cool. People do like this old body style, and they think it's current. So it's really weird. But I mean, there's just such nice body styles. It's a good truck. Okay, now to the embarrassing part. Corey Knapp. He said parking brake light. RYVR Mad Duck said top off the master cylinder. All right, so I actually did that right before I read this comment. It was a couple weeks ago. I topped off the master cylinder and the light went away for good. It wasn't, basically what was happening was I would get my truck started up and it would be warm outside. I'd start it up and the light would be on and I couldn't get it to go off. Sometimes I'd get to a light and I'd, you know, hit the brakes a little bit harder than usual and the light would turn off and it'd stay off. But I noticed it was after I warmed up the truck just a little bit. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna fill that thing all the way up. So I opened up the hood, took off the cap, topped off the master cylinder, and the light has gone and it's not come back. So if you're having that issue where, you know, your light turns off only after the truck warms up, anything like that, just go ahead and top that thing off. I was barely under the fill line, so it's pretty sensitive. You know, there's like a gap between the fill and the minimum, and if you're in between that gap, the light's going to be on. So go ahead and just take it all the way to the fill line. I wouldn't push it any further than that because it does expand and it will, it could, you know, pop that cap. But yeah, so brake light indicator is now off finally for good. And I'm keeping an eye on it because it was not on when I left Georgia. I come down here to Texas and I'm just, you know, I'm going to be watching out over the course of the next couple months for brake fluid leaks. And if there are any, I got to locate, you know, where it's coming from. And there's probably a million different places it could come from. I don't know. So hopefully there's no leaks there. So yeah, I'm gonna do a walk around with my truck and show you guys, you know, what's up on this truck. So right now I'm at 183,157 miles. And you know, this truck has just been absolutely incredible. I drive over curbs slowly and, you know, I mean, I go through the water. We get so much water out here in Texas, like there'll be 2 feet of water on the ground. I'm just driving right through it. Like, This truck's great, man. I've never, you know, I've owned trucks before, but this one is just perfect. It's the perfect setup. I'm close enough to my daughter where I can reach back there and pick her stuff up and hand it back to her. You know, my wife will be sitting in the passenger seat. It's like super, like, convenient. Everything's right here. So I mean, I got 4 cup holders. Holy crap! I got 4 cup holders in the front. That's ridiculous. But it's very, you know, I use them, every one of them. So I mean, this has been a great 1 year with my truck. I'm very satisfied. And if you guys have any other questions,